What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. So as you can tell by the title, I'm going to share with you all of the rules that you must follow if you find yourself in a prison chow hall. These are rules that the facility has given, but more importantly, I'm gonna be sharing with you rules that inmates have decided that they're uncompromising in. These are important rules, they're essential rules. So I'm gonna break all of that down for you guys today. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jess. I'm a recovering addict who served time in prison. I make a lot of heavy videos, but sometimes I do lighthearted videos to better help people understand what goes on inside of prison. And today, my friends, you're about to learn what happens inside of the chow hall. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. With like the rules that the prison gives you, which are important, but not as important as the inmate rules. Rule number one that the correctional officers will tell you, yell at you, shout in your face about, is talking. No talking in line for chow. I have heard that so many times. No talking in line for chow. Shut the fuck up. No talking. Shut your mouth. Quiet, inmate. Any variation of that will do, but they don't want you talking in the chow hall. I don't know why. They just don't. You will be written up if a correctional officer is in a shitty mood. Some correctional officers would be like, you know, chatter amongst yourselves and not care. It is my personal experience that the female version of this, the female version of chow hall rules, is there is no talking. Rule number two, the correctional officers will tell you that you can't share. Can't share food. And if you're not gonna eat that food, you need to throw it in the garbage. You can't give it to somebody. You can't pass a cornbread to your left. No, you cannot do that. The food on your tray is to be consumed by you and you alone, and the correctional officers really have a problem if you try to share, which we all do. We all kind of sneak it over, you know what I mean? Because why waste food? But they're just cruel about it, and they'll give these reasons like, it could be you traded something inappropriate for a cornbread. That's the crap that they say. Or maybe you're getting extorted for your cornbread, and like, whatever, man. We shouldn't be wasting food in prison. Food is a very valuable thing, and a correctional officer will tell you that you have to throw that food away before he'll ever let you share that with another person. So that sucks. Rule number three, you have 15 minutes to eat your food. That's like in the handbook. 15 minutes really means not 4, but 15 minutes really means like 10 and under. And if a correctional officer thinks you're eating too slow, or thinks that you're like trying to socialize, or you're sitting there for too long, I don't know, trying to chew carefully, they'll kick you out. I have been kicked out of the chow hall while I was pregnant, trying not to throw up. I was like really nauseous one day, and I was trying not to throw up. I wasn't a little bit pregnant. I was like 7 months pregnant, and you could visibly tell I was pregnant. Everyone knew I was the pregnant inmate, and I was kicked out because I was taking too long, and he said my time was up, and I went to bed hungry, which means my baby went to bed hungry. But he was very vicious about it and very mean, and he wouldn't let me take one more bite. If you try to take one more bite, when they tell you to throw that tray away, they'll write you up. So when he kicked me out, I was like, oh man, like I'm trying really hard not to get angry because I can't go to SEG right now. I'm pregnant. Like I cannot go to SEG because my life will be even worse, right? If I would have taken another bite, he would have written me up, maybe put me in SEG. When they tell you to throw away your tray, you get the hell up and you throw away that tray. Don't you dare take another bite. In a few facilities that I have been to, you are not given salt, you are only given pepper. And on the table, there might be pepper, but no salt. And why would they do that? Why would they take away the salt? I guess people were ingesting enormous amounts of salt for some kind of medical issue so that they could go to medical, or they could leave the facility or whatever. Not a lot of salt. I did see salt packets on like county jail trays, but I don't think I remember ever seeing salt in prison. So that was fun. Number 5, I don't know. Number 5, no outside food is allowed into the chow hall. Not even a seasoning packet, which I would keep in my bra in toilet paper so that I could get a little seasoning from a ramen onto my tray, because the food is bland and nasty, and like I'm just trying to get some flavor in my life. So I would sneak in, you know, just dip it out of the bra, do what you gotta do to get some flavor up in your life. But But if they caught you with that, you would be written up. Number 6, no skipping a seat. When you're in line for chow, you have to sit in the next available seat. You can't skip seats. That was, you know, pretty standard in prison, so that's dumb. Now let's get to the more important rules. Inmates have a code that they live by. They have their own inmate handbook, if you will. The inmates' rules are much more important to follow than the facility rules, and I mean that. Guards watch the prison, but the inmates run the prison, and the inmates have rules, and those rules you have to follow. You just have to. There is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You have to follow the inmate code, because that's what it is. I'm not talking about summer camp, I'm not talking about college, I'm talking about prison, and this is just what it is. People are always trying to fight about that in the comment section. Like, I would never do that, that's not what it is. Like, if I go to prison, I'm not doing that. Yes, you are. If you ever find yourself in prison, yes, you will do these things, or you will have problems. And I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm so tough, I went to prison. I'm saying that because I had to fall in line too. I had to follow these rules, of course, of the facility, but I had to follow the inmate code too. I had no choice, you know? So number 1, when it comes to inmate rules, when you're in the chow hall, brush your teeth before you go to breakfast. Now I know a lot of people say that maybe that's not good or maybe that's unhealthy to brush your teeth before you eat, but I promise you, I know everyone's gonna be a dentist now in the comment section down below, but I promise you, no one wants your dragon breath breathing on them in line for breakfast. Get your dragon breath up out of my face, dude. No one wants your dragon breath at 4:30 in the morning when you're trying to go get your breakfast tray. They don't want you breathing, like, ugh. Can you imagine having to sit across from someone and they're breathing their dragon breath on you at 4:30 in the morning? No one wants that. Brush your teeth. Another inmate rule is mind your business. Okay, mind your business. If you see somebody trying to take a cornbread out of the chow hall, you mind your business. Don't reckless eyeball them. Don't draw attention to that. Don't be like, oh my God, are you taking cornbread? Don't dry snitch and don't reckless eyeball in the chow hall. If we're trying to sneak a seasoning packet onto our tray, or if we're trying to take a biscuit back to the dorm, you shut up. Don't look at me. Don't even look at that person, because it is what it is. We are where we are. We are in prison. Maybe I want a biscuit later. Maybe I'm gonna be hungry later, because we're all hungry. So if you see someone trying to take food out of the chow hall, look straight ahead. Don't look at her. Let her take her biscuit. Let her live her life. Okay, another inmate rule is if you're in line and you see 2 girlfriends and they're trying to sit next to each other and you're in the way or you're not letting them cut in line, they're gonna punch you in the face. Promise you. If you see 2 girlfriends trying to be together, just let them skip you. It's just easier to like let one person skip you in line so the girlfriends can sit next to each other, or if they've got something going on and you're interfering with what they're trying to do, which is sit next to each other, that's gonna be a problem. Now I know this is kind of contradictory to don't let people skip you in line, but if they're like, yo, I'm gonna need to get through, you know, like they're trying to do something, they're scheming and scamming and they're trying to sit next to each other for a reason, just have some respect and let them do that. You know, so I know it sounds confusing. If they skip you in line without saying anything to you, that's straight disrespect. But if they're like, yo, let me get in front of you, I'm trying to do something, then you gotta be like, okay, cool. And you have to back up and let them do that. And it's confusing, I know, but if 2 girlfriends are trying to sit next to each other in the chow hall, or 2 friends are trying to come together for whatever reason, whatever plan they have orchestrated, you need to let them do that, because you have to sit, because the correctional officers will make you not skip a seat in the chow hall. So just be respectful. Everything can fall under the be respectful umbrella if you're going to prison. Just be respectful. Be respectful to people's privacy, people's space, be respectful, and you shouldn't really have a problem, you know? So let them skip you if they ask. Not every situation demands you to react violently, you know, so be respectful. Okay, the last inmate rule for the chow hall is don't reach. Don't reach over, don't touch my tray, don't touch my food, no reaching across. You know, if you want the pepper container and it's on the table, you gotta be like, yo, can you pass the pepper? Be respectful. If you reach over someone's tray to grab the thing of pepper that's on the table, you're gonna have a problem. If you touch someone else's tray, you're gonna have a problem. We try to keep things as neat as we possibly can in prison, and we don't want your hands all up on our food tray. You know what I mean? So it's just a respect thing. Be aware of your space and don't come into my space. Like, be aware. Be aware and be respectful. All right, you guys, that is all of the rules for the chow hall. I know none of you guys that watch my channel will ever find yourself in prison, right? You are all law-abiding citizens. But if you ever find yourself in that situation, that is what you have to do, you know? You have to follow the rules, and it is what it is. I really hope you guys enjoyed this laid back video. I'm gonna end today's video here. If I'm forgetting any rules, please let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I love you guys. Stay safe, stay sober, do not break the law, and I will see you in my next one.